Hello everyone and welcome to the Metuchen High School podcast, the online radio voice of MHS. I'm Eddie Kalegi. Senior night festivities just wrapping up here in M-Town as the Metuchen Bulldogs get ready to play their final game of the regular season as they take on Roselle Park from the Union County Conference. Metuchen an 8-10 record, 3-9 in conference under Coach Jensen, 3 straight losses, most recent game 57-47 defeat to South Plainfield, 18 points for Ryan Grice, one of those seniors. Luke Schleck had 11 in that one. Now, let's send it over now for the national anthem. Just moments away from tip-off here in the Metuchen High School podcast. So, as we said, Metuchen 8-10 on the season, facing a Roselle Park team. Many think this should be an easy win, and with the statistics, 1-19 for this Roselle Park team. Their only victory came on January 17th over Somerset Tech. As the introductions begin, Ramon Harris in the starting lineup for a senior. He's one of the starters here for Roselle Park. As is Sean Roach. Roach led the way with 24 in their last game, a loss to Hillside on Tuesday.
Forward, junior number 5, Sean Jones.
Sean Jones, the other forward out there with Roach and Harris in the starting lineup.
Forward, junior number 23, Gio Francois.
Gio Francois, the fourth starter for the Roselle Park Panthers.
And guard, freshman number 3, Aiden G. Kelly.
Aiden G. Kelly also had a solid game, 17 points against Hillside. He makes up the starting lineup. So it's G. Kelly, Roach, Harris, Jones, and Francois, the 5 starters here for Roselle Park. And now for Metuchen.
Junior number 21, Colin Ball.
Colin Falls, of course, a tradition here in Metuchen. They have all the upperclassmen in the starting lineup for senior night. Colin Falls, the junior, the only non-senior in the starting lineup for the Dogs.
The guard, a senior, number 4, Caden Rojas.
Caden Rojas, starting, one of the seniors who's been a big contributor off the bench for this Bulldog team this season.
The guard, a senior, number 24, Will Ronich.
So has Will Haranich been playing that 6th man role for the Bulldogs, and he's one of the seniors getting the start.
Senior number 10, Ryan Grice.
Leading scorer for Metuchen this season, right up there with Ethan Leibovitz and Luke Schleck. Ryan Grice in the starting lineup, and then Ethan Leibovitz makes up the final touches of that starting lineup. So it's Grice, Leibovitz, Haranich, Rojas, and Qualls, the starting 5 for Metuchen. While Roselle Park goes with Harris, Roach, G. Kelly, Jones, and Francois.
These rules provide for fair competition of all players.
So players getting ready to get started. A reminder that tomorrow is a big day for Metuchen basketball. Today, 9 a.m., they announced the brackets for the GMC Tournament. The girls are the 21st seed in the GMC. They host South Amboy tomorrow at 11:30. The winner moves on to play Monroe. As for the boys, they're the 24th seed, as they'll be hosting Perth Amboy right after at 1 o'clock. We plan to bring some sort of coverage to those games. We'll keep you updated on Twitter, so make sure to follow us on Twitter at MHS Podcast for updates about that. As the players take to the court, and we're ready to go here between Metuchen and Roselle Park. This game brought to you by Metuchen Savings Bank, serving the Brainy Borough for over 100 years. It will be Colin Qualls jumping with Sean Roach as they get ready for the tip-off here. Metuchen looking to get to 9-10 on the season with the GMC Tournament beginning tomorrow. It's Qualls. It's Roach. The tip is up. It goes right into the hands of Aiden G. Kelly, and up they come. Coming from left to right, it's Rommel Harris with it. Feeds to the right side. That's Francois. Now back with it is G. Kelly. G. Kelly kicks back Harris. Harris straight on three. No good off the back iron. Rebound taken in by Colin Qualls. Here comes Jaden Rojas over to Horanich. Will Horanich over to Ethan Leibovitz. Swings it over to the left side. Grice, that's going to be a travel for the senior, and it will be Roselle Park ball from the left sideline. It will be Francois inbounding to Roach. Feeds to the right wing all the way across Harris. Harris inside, storms inside, bounces twice, it doesn't fall. Colin Qualls corrals the miss. Here comes Will Horanich. Fires right side. Now into the deep corner, that's Rojas. Double team comes. Drawing away from the ball is Leibovitz. Now he gets it. Horanich into the deep left corner, that's Grice. Bounces high, but doesn't go down. Rebound taken in by Sean Roach. Here comes Roach with the ball for Roselle Park. Francois with it, drops it back off to Roach. Roach works around the screen, lays it up. Contact, it's going to be a foul, a blocking foul on Horanich, and the bucket for Sean Roach, and he'll go to the line here. First points of the game go in the direction of Roselle Park. Roach led the way with 24, as we said last game against Hillside for the Panthers. Can't make the free throw, though. Knocked in the air. Another rebound by Qualls. He's grabbed 3 in the first minute of the game. Grice on the charge, steps out of bounds. 2 quick turnovers here by Grice in the first minute and change of the game, and it will be Roselle Park ball as they inbound from the far sideline. Up the court comes G. Kelly. Over to the left wing, Francois. Drives, swatted away by Qualls. Right into the hands of Leibovitz. Leibovitz on the 2-on-2 break. Horanich lays it up and into Grice, who puts it in. Nice feed from Horanich up to Ryan Grice, and we're tied at 2. Nice defense from Horanich. Rommel Harris sends Horanich on a spin cycle. Now with it in the right corner. Three-pointer is good from Aiden G. Kelly. Great ball movement right there by Roselle Park, and it's now 5-2. The Panthers on top. Horanich ambles across the line. Now nice defense from Roach. Fires Rojas. Tries to drop it into Grice. Gets knocked away. G. Kelly takes it, and that's going to be a foul on Jaden Rojas on the grab. And it will be Roselle Park on the inbound from the near sideline. 6:13 to go here in the opening quarter. It's Roselle Park leading the Bulldogs 5-2. Here comes Sean Roach with it. Roach fires to Francois. Francois, nice defense comes. Now dropping back is G. Kelly with it. G. Kelly with Leibovitz on him. That's a bit of a height mismatch. Leibovitz much taller than the guard for Roselle Park. Now with it is Roach. He's going to save the ball. It almost went out of bounds. Now he has it, and I believe that was a foul. Let's see what the call is. No, it's going to be a turnover. Double dribble for Roach, and Metuchen takes possession here. 5:51 to go in the opening quarter. Roach keeps a watchful eye and stays back, as meanwhile Horanich taking it up the floor. Cross court over to Leibovitz, who has it between the circles right of the basket. Leibovitz drops it off to Haranis, who dishes left corner. That's Rojas, way too strong on the 3. Rebound taken in right there by Sean Jones. Jones fires ahead. Roach tries to save it. He does, but it's taken instead by Colin Qualls. Here they come the other way. Metuchen with the ball. Leibovitz calling for it in the corner. He gets it. Steps into one from 16. No good. Rojas comes strong with the rebound. The putback is good for the senior. Nice following the shot right there from Jaden Rojas, and he puts it in. It's 5-4 here, just about 3 minutes into the opening quarter. Stripped by Grice. Leibovitz takes it, and he's going to be slapped right there by G. Kelly. And it will be an inbound for Metuchen from the near side. No changes for either side here. Grice gets it in to Haranis, throws it a little back, and now Haranis will have to work his way across the midcourt line. He gets it on a pass to Leibovitz. Now Grice into the corner. That's Rojas. Drops it off Qualls. Nice ball movement here from the Bulldogs. Leibovitz over to the left wing, Haranis. Long shot is no good from Qualls. Rojas tried to reach for it, couldn't. Slipping away the other way. Here comes Sean Jones. Jones up inside. Roach can't get it to fall. Rebound taken in by Grice. Ryan Grice with it. Leibovitz takes it on the right side. Now back Grice. Grice works inside, splits the double team. Wide open is Haranis. Even more open is Rojas. Passes up the 3, works inside but loses the ball. Roach takes it. Now knocked away. Nobody goes for it. Expecting a foul called there, but it's taken by Metuchen nonetheless. Here comes the Bulldogs with it as Will Haranis. Haranis over to Leibovitz. Leibovitz thinks about the 3, decides better of it. That one's going to fall, though, for Will Haranis from long range, and Metuchen has the advantage. They lead 7-5 as we hit the halfway point in the opening frame. Another knocked away ball. It's taken this time by Colin Qualls. Will Haranis will slow things down. Haranis can't get it to fall. Rebound, Romo Harris. First time he's touched the ball in a while. Sean Roach has had the ball for a majority of this early game. He finds now Aiden G. Kelly. G. Kelly over to Gio Francois. Francois makes Qualls miss, works inside. Hard contact, and it's going to be a charge on Francois. Haranis held him there for the contact, but it works out as Metuchen takes possession with 3:37 to go in the quarter. First substitutions for Metuchen. Colin Qualls goes to the bench. In comes Luke Schleck. Same 5 remain on the floor for Roselle Park. Here comes Will Haranis with it. Haranis back to Leibovitz. Leibovitz. Now Haranis with it. Back to Schleck. Schleck right wing. Leibovitz passing around. Haranis has a double team to the free throw line. Backs up to the 3-point line. Now finds on the left side. That's Haranis. Haranis pass back in the air. Secures it. Sneaks through the double team. Sneaks a little bounce pass in there. But Schleck can't finish it off as it rams off the back iron. Rebound, Ramel Harris. Harris with it now. Here comes Sean Roach. Sean Roach puts it up too strong. Ethan Leibovitz corrals the miss. Harris keeps the press going, but now will back off, and Leibovitz works across. Rice works inside slightly. Nice defense from G. Kelly. Now gets inside. The teardrop doesn't fall. Gets his own rebound and puts it in. 4 points now for Ryan Grice, making up for those early turnovers, and Metuchen now leads 9-5, 2:40 to go in the opening frame. Aiden G. Kelly flips back to Ramel Harris. Working inside is Roach. Splits the double. I think that was a travel no call anyway. Wide open jumper from 14 falls for Sean Jones. And it's now just a 2-point lead for Metuchen. 9-7 with 2:19 to go in the first quarter. With it here is Leibovitz. Haranis tries another 3, trying to show out here in the senior night. Can't hit. Leibovitz lines up a 3. He knocks down his off the nice assist from Jaden Rojas. That's his first points, and it's now 12-7 Metuchen. 2 minutes to go in the quarter. Francois open in the corner. Kivitz sneaks a little pass in there to Roach. Now Roach backs off. Grice with the defense. Francois trying to get something going. Splits past Schleck. Tipped in the air, and that's going to be a foul on Giovanni Francois. Haranis draws the contact for the second time in the last couple of minutes. Metuchen keeps the ball. Some changes here. Michael Piavoso's checked in, as has Colin Qualls. Ryan Grice goes to the bench. Jaden Rojas as well. Also a change here for Roselle Park. As checking in is Xavier Torres. Francois, with his 2 fouls, goes to the bench. That one knocked off the hands of Roach, who takes it back. Now Roach to the basket, lays it up and in. Sean Roach now leads the way for Roselle Park with 4 points. 12-9 the score, 1.5 to go here in the first quarter of play. Haranich over to Leibovitz. Back to Will Haranich. Schleck now from 3. Too strong. Slips through the hands of Torres, tries to save it, ends up just throwing it to Piavoso. Now Qualls back to Leibovitz. Leibovitz lines up the 3, and it falls from long range. Second trifecta of the game for Leibovitz, and Metuchen has their biggest lead. They're up 15-9, and Sean Jones called for the travel on the other end, and Metuchen takes the ball. Metuchen had a couple really sloppy plays early in the game, but since then it's been a complete turn of the tide, and it's all Metuchen, and Roselle Park is really starting to struggle here on offense. Not much cohesion among the players, while Metuchen has had some really great ball movement. Under a minute now in the quarter, as Colin Qualls can't hit. Schleck gets the rebound and the putback. One of the better first quarters of the season here for the Bulldogs, who now lead 17-9. Flips one back. Now top of the key, it's Rommel Harris. Harris still looking to get on the scoreboard. He takes the contact from Jaden Rojas, and Harris will go to the line for a pair. Coach Jensen very happy with Jaden Rojas' defensive effort right there. Metuchen is not afraid to get dirty on defense. They're willing to absorb the contact. We've seen Haranich and Rojas both do it so far, and being able to do that is very vital in having a good performance. As first free throw misses for Harris. Senior misses both free throws. Colin Qualls with his 5th rebound of the quarter, and here comes Ethan Leibovitz with it. Leibovitz back to Piavoso. Piavoso over to Rojas. Rojas 4-3 is good! Jaden Rojas now hits one from long range. It's 20-9. Under 20 seconds now in the opening quarter. Sean Jones over to Harris. Crossover from Torres. Torres fouled right there by Leibovitz. And it will be an inbound for Roselle Park from underneath. Jensen calling the shots over to Michael Piavoso, as it'll be Harris throwing it in here to the Panthers. Exactly 15 seconds, 15.0 shows the scoreboard. Harris trying to get it in, and he's going to get it out to Aiden G. Kelly. G. Kelly working in, double team, knocked out of bounds by Qualls. Good hands right there by Qualls, just couldn't secure it. Anyway, being able to disrupt that play was definitely a good job there by the junior. And it'll be another inbound. This time it'll be G. Kelly throwing in with 9 seconds on the clock. Gets it into Harris. 6 seconds now. Harris, G. Kelly with 5, puts up the 3, and it falls. Metuchen can chuck up a heave. It's short from Piavoso, and that ends the opening quarter. A great first quarter from Metuchen as they lead it 20-12. This is the Metuchen High School Podcast, the online radio voice of MHS. Having trouble seeing the board in class? Do you need safety glasses for your school sport? If you answer yes to either of these questions, head over to Optique Unique, the eyeglass store at 406 Main Street in Metuchen. Optique Unique does it all. Not only do they offer eyewear for all ages, they also sell sports-specific safety glasses for kids and adults. Call them at 732-321-2020. That's 732-321-2020, or visit OptiqueUnique.com. Welcome back. Start of the second quarter about to get underway here. 20-12 the score. Metuchen after a very good first quarter from them. The seniors showcasing their talents one last time. Ethan Leibovitz 6 points. Ryan Grice with 4. Jaden Rojas 5. Will Haranich 3. Luke Schleck also has 2 points. On the other side, Aiden G. Kelly has led the way with 6 points for Roselle Park. Roselle Park brings Torres, Roach, Harris, G. Kelly, and Jones to the floor, while it'll be Piavoso, Haranich, Rojas, Schleck, and Grice the 5 for MTAC. Second quarter underway, the Bulldogs have it. Will Haranich with it, trying to pull a crossover here on Roach, calling for a play, nobody really moving around. Now they get the ball to Ryan Grice. Ryan Grice working in on Torres, kicks back to the left side. Driving in is Luke Schleck. Schleck heavily contested. Grice takes it now on the right wing. Ryan Grice back to Schleck. Now it's Piavoso. Piavoso trying to get a shot off. Nice defense here to start the second quarter for Roselle Park. Runner doesn't fall for Hranic. Fight for the ball between Schleck and G. Kelly. And off the jump ball, it will be Roselle Park basketball. So Roselle Park will take it. Here comes Sean Roach. Roach into the corner. That's Harris for three. No. Rebound taken in by Torres. Torres, hard fall. Down to the ground goes Hranic as well. Couldn't get it to fall. Here comes Ryan Grice the other way. Still scoreless through the first minute of the second quarter. Will Hranic with it. Jensen calling for some movement. Metuchen has looked a little stagnant here these last couple possessions. Schleck can't hit. He was double teamed. Rebound by Harris, and he takes it across the midcourt line. G. Kelly lines up a three and knocks it down. He looks to be the sharpshooter for this team. 3 3-pointers there for G. Kelly, and it's now 20 to 15. Piavoso into the corner, Schleck. Back to Piavoso now. Will Hranic with it. Hranic pivots, now kicks back Piavoso, splits the double team and knocks it down. Nice play by Michael Piavoso, coming from the three-point line into the paint, splitting through defenders and giving Metuchen a 7-point lead. Already 6 different players have scored here for Metuchen. With the ball now is G. Kelly. G. Kelly passes up the three, and it looks like that's going to be a double dribble there. Actually, no, never mind. That was a foul on Luke Schleck. Ethan Leibovitz, he's going to check in. Metuchen now has 6 on the floor. It'll be Piavoso who will come out. Harris will be inbounding from under the basket. 6:04 to go in quarter number 2. 22-15 the score. Roach with it. Three-pointer from Jones is good. Sean Jones hasn't gotten many touches, but he's made both of his shots so far, and it's 22 to 18. 4-point game, 5:48 to go. Hranic to Leibovitz. Leibovitz with it. Fouled hard around the neck, gets it to fall anyway. Xavier Torres with the contact. It's 24-18 the score now. That's now 8 points for Leibovitz. He'll try to make it 9 at the charity stripe. Leibovitz, the senior, held outside double figures last game, but could reach that pretty quickly right here as he knocks down the free throw. Actually, the first free throw make of the game came until 5:40 to go here in the second quarter, as Sean Jones misses for the first time. A three-pointer, Jaden Rojas the defense. Rebound Schleck, here comes Will Hranic. Hranic puts one up, that's going to be short. Grice goes for the rebound, and he's going to get it. Ryan Grice, step back three, couldn't get it. Rebound by Roach. Ryan Grice going for a James Harden-esque moment right there, but couldn't get it to fall. As inside, dropping it into Jones. Hranic the defense, and he's going to force the travel. Another nice play by Will Hranic. You can just see how these seniors are so motivated. As a change here for Roselle Park, William Clark is going to check in. Here's Will Hranic with it. Hranic met by Clark. Big height mismatch. And there's going to be a foul there as Hranic drove to the basket. 25-18 the score, 4:59 to go here in the quarter. Metuchen will inbound from underneath. It'll be Hranic throwing it in. As Schleck and Rojas go to the bench, Ethan Leibovitz is back in, as is Colin Qualls. Hranic trying to get it in. He does to Grice, who gets right inside, but it's knocked away by Clark. It's going to go out of bounds, and it will be Roselle Park basketball this time.
When I had my dread.
Metuchen really tried to draw up a play, but it didn't work out to their advantage. Up the floor comes G. Kelly. It's G. Kelly, Harris, Clark, Torres, and Roush, the 5 for Roselle Park. Leibovitz, Qualls, Piavoso, Grice, and Hranic, the 5 on the floor for the Bulldogs. Harris, Clark, it slips out of his hands. Leibovitz keeps it from going out of bounds and takes it for himself. Clark brings the nice defense, and it's going to be Roselle Park basketball. Nice defense there from William Clark. Ethan Leibovitz can't believe the call. As we said, he's the smallest guy on the court, but can do a lot of things. He is very fast. As with it is Rouch. Rouch it to Clark. Clark kicks back, and he's going to airmail the pass, and it's going to go out of bounds. Metuchen will take possession here with 4:25 to go in the second quarter. Haranic to Piavoso. Here comes Michael Piavoso. Piavoso guarded by Torres. Backs off. Bryce with it. Bryce now with G. Kelly all over him, deep in the corner. Gets it to Haranic. Double team leaves Qualls open. Now bringing the defense is Harris, and he alters the shot. Rebound taken in by Torres. Along the left sideline, here comes G. Kelly. Harris. Crossover here from Torres. It's stripped, going for the ball, and William Clark secures it. Clark trying to get a pass off. He gets it over to the left side. That's Torres. Clark passes off the shot. Now kicks, three-pointer is good from G. Kelly. 4 3-pointers from Aiden G. Kelly. He's got 12 of Roselle Park's 21, and they remain within 4, 25-21. 3.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Bryce passes off the shot, drives in, and lays it in. 6 points now for Ryan Bryce, and it's 27-21. Rouch, Haranic gets tangled with him. It's going to be a jump ball, and it'll be Metuchen basketball as Luke Schleck will come into the game. Taking a seat will be Will Haranic. Just over 3 minutes remain here in quarter number 2. Bryce feeds it into Piavoso, and up come the Bulldogs. Remember Metuchen, 3 straight losses. They'd love to get back in the win column with a big game tomorrow to open the GMC Tournament as they'll be taking on Perth Amboy. Bryce works inside. Another lay-in from Ryan Bryce. And the Metuchen lead is up to 8. 29-21, under 3 minutes in the first half. Clark guarded by Schleck. Now it's Rouch. Back to Aiden G. Kelly. He works up, puts it up, and gets it to fall. 14 points. First points from inside the arc here for the junior. And it's now 29-23, 2.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Piavoso splitting the triple team, puts it in. Timeout called here by Coach Jensen after the basket. 31-23 the score. Metuchen looking strong on offense and really spreading the ball around. 5 different players with 3+ points, 3 with 5 or more. Most notably Ethan Leibovitz with his 9, Ryan Grice with his 8, and 5 from Jaden Rojas. Remember, they are all seniors playing their final regular season games. And Metuchen, you know, they'd love to win here. As we said, get that momentum on their side with the big game coming up tomorrow against Perth Amboy. Both the girls and boys open up their GMC tournament in play-in games against Amboys. The girls take on South Amboy for a spot to play 12th seed in Monroe, while the boys take on Perth Amboy for a chance to play the 9th seed New Brunswick. So drawing up some plays here with 2:27 to go here in the opening half. So we talked about Roselle Park, not one of the usual teams that you'd see Metuchen taking on. They're from the Union County Conference River Division. They've struggled this season, only 1 win. They're in the River Division, which is currently led by Oratory. Oratory won the division with Hillside and Dayton coming up a little behind. Roselle Park, unfortunately, 8 games behind any other teams in the division. But playing Metuchen tough here, you got to give them credit. And they've got some assets on this team. They've got some talent. But as we talked about earlier in the game, they've had some issues having these players gel together in this game. It just seems like there's been some missing communication between these guys. They've all got talent, but it just doesn't seem to all mesh together here. So 2:27 to go in the second quarter. A little bit of a discussion between the refs about where the ball will be placed. I believe it will be a Roselle Park inbound coming up here with just over 2 minutes to go in the first half. Still under the timeout here is Roselle Park, as there was a technical foul, it looks like. Ethan Leibovitz is shooting free throws. He missed the first. He actually gets 2 free throws for this, and he knocks the second one down. So now double figures for Leibovitz. So it was a technical foul on Roselle Park, and Metuchen now takes a 9-point lead and possession. And up comes Michael Piavoso. Piavoso over to Grice. Grice to Schleck. Schleck over to Leibovitz. Leibovitz makes a nice spin move. Now great defense comes from Roush. Three-pointer is good from Luke Schleck. Schleck knocks down the three. That's now 5 for him. And Metuchen has their biggest lead of the game. It's now 35-23. Long three-pointer is airballed by G. Kelly. One of his first misses of the game. He made 5 shots, 4 of them from long range. As Ryan Grice will throw it into Piavoso. 1:59 to go in the second quarter. Here's Piavoso with it. Michael Piavoso, crossover on William Clark. Now Leibovitz, again another 3 from Metuchen, that one doesn't fall. Piavoso the rebound, he's going to be hit hard, and a foul, and Michael Piavoso will head to the charity stripe. Piavoso, 4 points in the game, as they try to make it a 14-point game. The lead is 12, biggest lead of the day from Metuchen, who come in as a heavy favorite to win against the 1-19 Panthers. First free throw misses off the back iron for Piavoso. Not many made free throws so far in the game. There's been some attempts, but Michael Piavoso trying to get it for Metuchen. Ethan Leibovitz is the only person who's actually made a free throw so far. Piavoso does rattle home the second, so make it 5 points here for Piavoso. 36-23 the score. Colin Qualls goes to the bench. Jaden Rojas checks back in here for Metuchen in the second quarter. Rouch over to G. Kelly. G. Kelly, Giovanni Francois for the first time in a long time. 2 free throws coming here for Rommel Harris. First free throw falls for Harris. First points for him, by the way. To make it a 36-24 game. Second one misses. Jaden Rojas, really the only person who went for the rebound, grabs it. Now here comes Michael Piavoso. Michael Piavoso with it. Guarded by William Clark. Piavoso over to Leibovitz. Leibovitz inside Schleck. Schleck making nice post moves, puts it up and knocks it down. Nice shot there by Luke Schleck, who has quietly gotten himself pretty far up in the scoring column. That's now 7 points for the sophomore. And a foul on Grice as Roach tried to penetrate. And it will be an inbound here for Roselle Park as Will Haranich checks in for Ryan Grice. 1:02 to go here in the first half. And it will actually be free throws. Metuchen is, rather Roselle Park is in the bonus. So it'll be Roach at the line. And we've talked about when Josh was on the broadcast a few weeks ago against Piscataway Tech, how Metuchen loves to shut down the big scorer. Sean Roach has been held to just 5 points here after scoring 24 in the last game. But often what happens is that when Metuchen turns their attention to just one player, the others end up having standout performances, and we've seen that already with Aiden G. Kelly's 14 points. Roach knocks down both free throws. The only person to go 2 for 2 from the line so far. Under a minute here in the first half. 38-26 the score. Will Haranich over to Rojas. Rojas inside to Leibovitz. Leibovitz back to Haranich. Will Haranich for 3. No. Rebound Michael Piavoso. Schleck with it now. Schleck back Haranich. Leibovitz is wide open for 3. Steps in to run from the right wing. Can't knock it down though. Rebound taken in by Harris. 30 seconds in the quarter. Harris, what a move. The Euro step, it doesn't fall. Knocked in the air and taken by Leibovitz. Full court pass to Rojas, who puts it in. Great court vision by Leibovitz as he finds the fellow senior. Metuchen has scored 20 in each quarter. It's now 40-26. 10 seconds. Harris with it now. With 6. Still pretty far back. Gets a pass inside Clark. Clark defended heavily. Stolen by Haranich. And it's knocked away, and that will end the first half. On the other side here for the Roselle Park Panthers, they've had a solid game as well. 14 points here for Aiden G. Kelly, 5 for Sean Jones, 6 for Sean Roach, and a single point for Ramel Harris. Really, for Roselle Park, their main adjustment they have to make is just flat out defend Metuchen. Metuchen has gotten a lot of open looks from long range. Yes, they haven't converted all of them, but Metuchen has had some opportunities from long range. And as for the Bulldogs, they just got to keep doing what they've been doing. A lot of good cohesion on offense. So that's the score right now, 40-26. We'll be back for more halftime coverage.
Same time of day as last time.
Well, no, the last time it was fun, so I think it's because it's fun.
Just try your best.
Yeah, the first comes to our
All ages are able to
stuff.
respect, discipline, fitness, and self-defense from their experienced instructors for over 20 years. Whether you're an adult looking for stress reduction or know someone young who has interest in Taekwondo, the Black Belt Institute is the place to go. The Institute takes a fun approach at teaching the rules of self-defense, instilling in their students an I-can-do-it attitude. Interested in taking a class? Call them at 732-205-9797 or visit their website at blackbeltinst.com. Once again, that's 732-205-9797 or blackbeltinst.com. The Black Belt Institute, Metuchen's leader in martial arts and fitness. This podcast is also sponsored by Allstate Insurance at 63 Pearl Street in Metuchen. Allstate, are you in good hands?
Welcome back to the Metuchen High School Podcast, the online radio voice of MHS. I'm Eddie Kalegi. It's been a fun game here on senior night so far. A nice performance from the Bulldogs, trying to win for the first time in a couple weeks. 3 straight losses for the Dogs, trying to get some momentum on their side, heading into tomorrow's big game against Perth Amboy. Also the girls, Molly Malig, Chase Clavon, and the rest of the girls team takes on South Amboy. Both of those GMC Tournament play-in games. 40-26 is the score right now, and we talked about Metuchen getting a lot of contribution from a lot of different sources. Obviously, Ethan Leibovitz, and we knew the seniors, they're going to have a lot of momentum on their side. They're going to be excited. They want to play well in their final regular season games after 4 long years, all the hard work they've put in, and a lot of them are impressing, all 4 of them contributing. Ethan Leibovitz leading the way in scoring with 10 points. Ryan Grice has 8. 7 points for Jaden Rojas, and then Will Haranich has 3. Haranich and Rojas have both made some really nice plays on the ball, as well as some great defense. On the other side, you've got Roselle Park, and they focused on Aiden G. Kelly's 14 points. He's had a huge game. He scored 17. As we've alluded to all season, the big thing with this Bulldog team as well is the change that this team had to go over heading into the new season. Because you had Daniel Petto, Sohan Ulal, and others graduate. Amari Whitehead transfer. It's a completely new starting lineup from last season. We didn't know how well they'd mesh, but the seniors and the sophomores have worked well together. And to be honest, I'd say 8-10, possibly 9-10, heading into a home game in the GMC Tournament. I think it's a mini victory. And we've seen these sophomores like Jai Dreher, Michael Piavoso, Luke Schleck. They've all stepped up this season when it's mattered most. They've all performed pretty well, and they're going to be the key leaders on this team. Remember, there's only one junior on the entire team. That's Colin Qualls. So senior night's just going to be basically Colin Qualls night next year. But it's a big deal with these sophomores that will now be upperclassmen next season. So it should be fun to watch. Roselle Park on the other side, though, as we've talked, they just can't get everything to mesh together. They've had some good performances. They've had G. Kelly and Roach performing well. We've seen some good games this season from Ramel Harris, too, for them. But just the cohesion, the players seem... So for Roselle Park, they're just going to have to hope they can try to turn things around. But still work to be done. But Metuchen, really performing well. These seniors, I mean, this is exactly what you would have asked for. All 4 seniors playing well when you had them all as starters, as we're just under 4 minutes away from starting the third quarter. We apologize for the little bit of the lag here on the stream, but you know, that's what happens sometimes. I mean, you know, if you're Metuchen, you would have hoped to be a little more than 14 points. You would have liked it to be maybe 20 points. Playing against a team that has just 1 win on the season, you hope they'd have a slightly bigger lead, but what else can you ask for? A solid lead for them, and just all these players playing well. Real big team effort. We've had everybody producing in some way, shape, or form.
Yes to either of these questions, head over to Opportunity Eyeglass Store, 406 Street in Metuchen. Opportunity does it all. Not only do they offer eyewear for all ages, they also sell sports-specific safety glasses for kids and adults. Call them at 732-32. Discipline, fitness, and self-defense for over 20 years. Whether you're looking for stress reduction or know someone young who has an interest in Taekwondo, the Black Belt Institute is the place to go. The Institute takes a fun approach in teaching the rules of self-defense, instilling in their students that I can live without it. Interested in taking a class? Call them at 732. Or visit their website at blackbeltinst.com. Once again, that's 732-205-9797 or blackbeltinst.com. The Black Belt Institute, Metuchen's leader in martial arts
Third quarter about to begin. 40-26 the score, shoot around finishing up, and the players are ready to take to the court. One last half of regular season basketball for these seniors. Obviously, that fast turnover between games is going to be a little bit rough on these players. That's why it's tough playing a conference tournament game the day after the season ends, but obviously they'll take it. Just getting the opportunity to host a game here in the GMC Tournament. So many talented teams. It's going to be fun. You've got Old Bridge as the 1 seed, the defending champion St. We're going to switch to a second stream.